Hi my dears, welcome back to the geography class. Today we will start a new chapter, India, the land of diversities. Do you know India's topography is diverse? It contains huge rivers originating from the snow-clad mountains and discharging into the sea after flowing through vast plains, expansive agricultural plains, extensive plateaus, scorching deserts, elongated coastal plains, a number of islands. The diversities of our country are really enchanting. This chapter deals with these diversities. Let's learn about them in detail. Look at this picture. These mountain ranges, starting from the northwest of Kashmir and extending up to eastern boundary of India, is known as the Northern Mountains. The Northern Mountains that function as a Great Wall can be classified into the Trans-Himalayas, Himalayas and Eastern Highlands. Let's learn about them. First one, Trans-Himalayas. Trans-Himalayas include Karakoram, Ladakh and Saskar mountain ranges. Mount Ketu, also known as Godwin Austen, the highest peak in India, is in the Karakoram range. The average height of the Trans-Himalaya is 6,000 meters. Next one, Himalayas. The Himalayan mountain range form an arc-shaped physical division extending between the northwest Trans-Himalayas and the southeast eastern highlands. These mountain ranges have a length of about 2,400 kilometers. Many of the world's highest peaks are situated here. The height of these mountains tend to decrease towards the east. The width of these mountain ranges is just about 150 kilometers in Arunachal Pradesh, whereas it is around 400 kilometers in the Kashmir regions. This physical division, extending over 5 lakh square kilometers, comprises of 3 parallel mountain ranges. Let's see the characteristic features of each. First one, Himadri. Himadri is the highest mountain range. Its average altitude is 6,000 meters. Origin of the rivers Ganga and Brahmaputra has a number of peaks above 8,000 meters. Example, Kanchenjunga, Nanda Devi. Next one, Himachal. Himachal situated to the south of the Himadri. Its average altitude is 3,000 meters. The hill stations like Shimla, Darjeeling, etc. are situated in the southern slopes of this range. Next one, Shivaliks. Shivaliks situated to the south of the Himachal. Its average altitude is 1,220 meters. As the Himalayan rivers cut across this range, its continuity breaks at many places. Broad, flat valleys seen along these ranges are called dunes. Example, Dehradun. Last one, Eastern Highlands. This region, which is at an altitude of 500 to 3,000 meters, is also known as Purvachal. Cherrapunji, the place receiving the highest rainfall in the world, is situated here. This region is covered by dense tropical rainforest. It contains hills like Padgaibam, Naga Hills, Garo, Khasi and Jaintia Hills and Mizo Hills. Let's see the human life in the lap of the Himalayas. The valleys of Shivaliks have been formed by the deposition of alluvium brought down by the Himalayan rivers. Apart from potato, barley, and saffron, fruits like apple, orange are cultivated here. The largest production of tea in India comes from Assam mountain ranges. The northern mountains are described as the paradise of tourists due to natural beauty. Hill stations like Shimla, Darjeeling, Kulu, Manali, etc. are situated here. Let's see the significance of the northern mountains. Northern mountains have been protecting us from foreign invasions from the north since ancient times. It blocks the monsoon winds and causes rainfall throughout North India. It prevents the dry cold winds blowing from the north from entering India during winter. It caused the emergence of diverse flora and fauna. It is the source region of rivers. The snow-clad peaks and glaciers in the Himalayas are rich sources of fresh water. Let's conclude the class. Today we learned about the features of Northern Mountain region. Hope you all understood these topics. Meet in the next class with the continuation of the chapter. Thank you.